Hello, everyone. My name is Payam Haghani, and I am a transformational leadership coach. And my friend is
My name is Sebastián Di Giuseppe. I'm a life coach and I go over more creative and confident people that wants to build a peaceful life. We're here about to talk about some of the things that are comes to our minds, bugs our minds in the moment that we think that our listeners or the ones that actually stumble with this video can get some benefit out. We don't know, we don't have a script for this. We don't know what's going to come out, and we don't have something perfect for you to offer. We're not offering any gold here. We're just offering two human beings being honest, sincere.
True. And what we really like about this kind of conversation that I talked to Sebastian. Sebastian is in Argentina, and I am originally from Iran. I live in San Diego. So through our conversation that we support each other and we hold each other accountable for our life, we figure out that it's going to be really beneficial to share that with others what we are experiencing, what are our thoughts and feelings. And we both have been to year-long life and business coaching training, and we know each other from there, March 2017. So we have learned a lot of different tools and knowledge and wisdom how to take care of ourselves better and how to be more aware. And also, Sebastian is meditating for a long, long time in his practice to go deep and understand his insights and what is going for him that he can take on. And today, Sebastian, we were talking about trusting ourselves. So do you wanna continue what you were sharing with me?
Yeah, yeah. So I was telling Payam just a few moments ago before starting recording that I noticed that the main thing that's holding my back to start my speaking career, but actually started like full engine, like all in 100%, is just my own self trust. I have I have videos. I have like about I have an amount of videos when I was speaking about in front of a bunch of people. I have videos where I'm giving speeches to international clubs, and they were being great conversations. They have been awesome value for the people that has been there. That's the feedback that I got. So if it comes to evidence, I do have that. Evidence, I do have that. So let's imagine that I gather this evidence and I go to a town close by here. Just as an example, because I can't do this here close by. There's schools, institutes, whatever, right? Let's say that I go to a town close by here, and I go to an institute that I know that they're going to have an event in the next days, and I offer myself to speak, and I want to speak about peace. If I imagine myself there, I can do that. I can do that. I am like, yeah, I can do that. But if they say yes, I notice that something starts to grow here. and it's some fear. It's some fear that is growing there. I'm not I'm not an alien. This is not only happening to me. And even if I'm an alien, it's going to happen to other aliens, right? So I'm not alone here. I'm sure this is happening to a lot more people. And you were telling me before that also, coach, that it's also your struggle, isn't it?
True. I was just sharing with my coach today morning, the 2 hours before this call, that the way that I'm showing up in my daily life, in my relationships, the depth of not being able to receive what I want in life, not being able to support myself and love myself first before I start loving others and serving others, it all goes back to trusting. And it was an aha moment that, oh my God, this is, I want to tune in to what is going on, what has happened to transform me. That I do not trust myself, but go outside to have my desires being met. And what happens is that, okay, I created this mechanism set up. I want to serve others, and later they would support me. But if that doesn't happen, then I'm gonna be disappointed, sad, or angry. And this cycle is disempowering me. Versus new one that 2019 I want to practice loving myself, trusting myself first, loving myself and supporting my desires. And if I need support, definitely we cannot do our projects by ourselves. We need others' support. But then I would ask for more extra support. And then when I have more time and energy or money, then I would give from what is left. And then in that mechanism, everything is peaceful, everything is beautiful. So it all starts from me trusting that I can support myself. Then I'm not looking for other people to do that for me. And it changes the whole dynamic, the whole game, the whole mindset.
Let's put a pause there. Can you pause there?
Yeah, Seba was sharing that my 2019 practice is trusting myself more and more, that I am capable of supporting myself and then loving myself from there. And then I would offer support to others anytime that I feel it authentically. And I would receive support definitely as I need it. But then the cycle would change to where I take care of here and then I would start providing outside. Because so far it was the other way and it wasn't serving me, or it was creating some expectations for others and it wasn't landing good. And I have a good intention behind my support, but it's not the way that it's being felt or landed. So everything starts from trust.
Coach, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
So let's try to engage our listeners a bit more and see if they can relate to us. And tell me, what has you to ask for support on the outside and get triggered when you didn't get it? And this landing on your own self-trust being hurt.
So if I've heard you correctly, you are asking me what was the intention for looking for support?
No. What was the trigger?
Hmm.
What happened to you that got you to this place?
Again, Seba, I want to have more clarity. Do you mean what was my breakthrough that I am changing the dynamic right now? Or you're
No,
asking?
let me speak myself first. I'll answer the question first on my end, so
Okay.
you get more clear on what I mean. You know, both of us we don't speak English as a main language, so you see we can be more clear. So what I mean is that what has me to not trust myself when I go and offer myself to give a speech and someone actually saying yes. What happened there? So the thing that come to me and happened to me is that for a long time of my life, I believe that I didn't have value as a person. So by thinking that, I was landing into a very uncomfortable, nasty circle that I couldn't create anything, that I couldn't speak to anyone, that I didn't have any value on the things that I was thinking at all. So what was happening to me? I mean, I was going to just be reading books and trying to implement that, then to figure out that it doesn't work that way. The books give you, just my opinion, the books give you a framework that you need to tailor for you. But if you go and take it and try to apply it right there the way it's shown, you're going to be stumbling a wall. Frameworks on the way of living require us to put our own self in it. So to give you a better example of that, this is not chemistry. This is not that you put hydrogen and oxygen and you create water, right? This is not chemistry. It's much more complex than that. This is human beings working in physical, in socials, in spiritual, right? In careers, and there's also your environment, right?
Yeah, emotional, mental.
Yeah, and when I say this is not chemistry, it means that you can join hydrogen and oxygen, let's just say as a basic, and you can create water, and you don't have to put anything on your part. You don't have to put any emotion. You don't have to be vulnerable right there. It's two different things separated. So this is a framework to live more peacefully. It's not. It's not a chemistry equation. You have to put your own living there. You have to put your own self. You have to be vulnerable. And this comes back to what happened to me when I say that I couldn't trust myself. I didn't have any value. I thought I didn't have any value. Thanks to a lot of conversation, a lot of internal work, a lot of vulnerability, uh, I started to get the hand of it a little more, just a step more, just a step more. That's why I already have speeches given. I already have. But that doesn't mean that the fear is going to disappear. Instead, I'll be able to love it. I'll be able to give what it needs. Because let's just be clear on what a fear is, right? You know Spider-Man. You see, when danger is around, he has the spider sense, right? Well, this is exactly our survival mechanism, and
What
it's
do you
in
mean
all
by
of
survival
us.
mechanism?
That's what I'm going to speak. Survival mechanism. Every being on the universe has it, and it's what protects us from what it can hurt us. That's the survival mechanism.
Okay.
If there is a slight chance that someone's going to tell me that what I say does not have any value, if there's a slight chance, my survival mechanism or protection mechanism or shield comes up, or my spider sense comes up, and it says, no, do not go there. Do not go there. To recap just a bit more, to recap just a bit on what I said, I'm not perfect. I have grown. I have been on this earth. Things happen to me. I had a family that I grew up with. I had friends that I grew up with. Had to go to school. I went over the same things that everyone else, and for me, it grew to think that I don't have any value as a person, and it grew to a lot of other beautiful things too. To be clear, okay, this way of thinking or protecting myself that I don't have any value is just a way for me to not get hurt. This is what I mean, coach, when I say what happened to you at some point that you created this lack of self-trust. And if you can share with me and with everyone that's listening.
That's a great question, and I'm not sure. Maybe because you have brought up automatic way of defending ourselves that in coaching we call survival mechanism. That is being made until we are 7 years old. So that's the first 7 years of our life. And I'm not clear what has happened then because that requires therapy and going to the inner child. But what I am present to right now uh, is letting the fear of failure controlling my life. I believe that is where it's coming from because, as you said, all of us as human beings, we go through the same process, but it has different shapes and different colors.
Yeah,
You are
exactly.
in Argentina, I am in San Diego, but we both are human beings and we both are having masculine energy and we're going through different needs and requirements. We both are coaches and we go through the same process.
And being coaches does not make us perfect.
And not at all.
And does not make us avoid this at all. We go over the same thing as everyone else.
We even have more responsibility because we know what is going on. Or if you don't know, we need to dig in and figure out because that's all about self-awareness, right?
That's our job. That's our job, to dig in with ourselves and based on that to support others.
Absolutely. And
That's
the
our job.
more, as you were sharing, the more and more we have transformation and breakthroughs for ourselves, the more we can support others. So there are a lot of coaches outside, they are presenting themselves that they are great, but it all goes back to how much transformation they had for themselves, how much breakthroughs they have created for themselves. It's not just a matter of tools and how many books you've read, it's how many internal work you have done. So
Yeah.
I think it goes back to me giving the power to my fear of failure and not having the failure, not experiencing that, because that is the story that I have created. I am ignoring it by not taking care of that desire and expecting an outside source. It can be universe, it can be others to take care of that because I am scared to face it by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that I am giving my power away to others, and my project and my accomplishment and my growth to some level in some aspects is depending on others. And that was not serving me. 2019, I start fresh with this new mindset that it's time to love myself deeper and deeper. It's time for me to be supporting my desires. Did I answer your question?
It did. Thank you. Thank you. This is the last thing that you said got me present to this time of the year. At least here in Argentina, it's summer. So there's a
kind of winter, but East Coast, it is winter.
okay. Okay. So here there's a lot of people on vacation. Things are kind of slowed down. If you go on the street, there is not as much traffic as other times of the year. It's January 7th, right? People is starting to get back at their stuff. Some are starting to get vacation, and this is a great time for us to be speaking about that. What is actually holding us back to create what we want? And what a better time of the year, in Argentina at least, to do this, right, Coach? We have the power right here. We have this great New Year's motivation. I mean, we have celebrated, we have seen people, some of us drink a few cups no, you call it cups or what was it? Okay, champagne, right? Hey, hey, you wanna create the life that you want today, or you wanna create it this year? What a better timing than this one.
Absolutely. And over here, like you said, Nico, weather is great, but it's kind of like winter for here. But it's a new year. It's just 7 days after New Year, and it's the best time to see what, as you said, what is holding us back, because we have this motivation. Oh, okay, New Year, let's accomplish this. I want to lose weight. I want to do that. It's amazing. This is the motivation. But what happens is that what is the level of fear? What is the level of our resistance? If our fears are bigger than our motivation, then this is going to control that and nothing will change. And if motivation is higher than our fear and resistance and the blocks that we have, then this is going to control and we're going to move forward. So it's great to talk to a professional, to talk to a mentor, a coach, to see what is our biggest fear, what is our biggest block. And by overcoming that, by practicing new way of actions, new way of being, and the qualities and mindset that we have, then we are able to actually manifest and achieve what we want to have. Unless we're going to repeat the game again and again, and same results would be outside. 2019, 2020, 2050, nothing's going to change if our mindset changes, right, Coach?
I have a question for you, Laura. I have a question for you.
I know it's going to be spicy. Go for it.
No. It's not. It's not. What if we do not have access to a coach?
That's a great question. As I shared, like a great mentor or a great friend that is mature and is aware of self-awareness. And if not, there are a lot of great books. We both practice it with the spirituality as well as having a coach. So I believe having some sort of spiritual practices or meditation, journaling, reading self-help book, all of it can help us in different degrees. So it's not just having a coach. Having a coach for us is necessity, but not a lot of people might feel it, but it is, if as long as they are professional, they have some goals to achieve. I believe, Seba, it can be pursued in different ways. Just listening to intuition, listening to inner voice, however it's gonna look like.
I like what you said, that there's different approaches. And what I was thinking is that if someone is hearing this, our conversation, then that means that they do have access to a coach. It's just a matter of Googling life coach for hire, or life coach training, or life coach sample sessions, and there's going to be an infinite amount of opportunities right there. I mean, if they reach us out, we can give them a sample session. I mean, I give two. So that's two values right there, 2 different weeks. And I also give us discovery conversation. So then they can reach out to you if they don't want to hire me, or they don't have money, and then you'll give another sample session. You have a month of work there. So
True.
there's no excuse. There's no excuse.
And as you shared, Seba, on our weekly video calls, we are intending to share more about what is coaching, how we're gonna support others, and the transformation and breakthroughs for ourselves. That we see the power of this work, and we are dedicating our time and energy to be in service of others. So it's all about the value. As long as we human being understand that there is a value for something, then we're gonna do whatever it takes to create it for ourselves, to be with it, to experience it. So
I love that. I love that.
yeah, life coaching, not a lot of people have heard about it. If they have heard it, they might not have experienced it with a great coach. So there might be some resistance. But what you've shared is that we offer a discovery session, a sample session that before they committing to the any program or paying a lot of money, they will understand what is it, if it's a good match. If we feel that we can support that client, then we see the possibility from the future.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Coach, what would you say as last words to be closing this conversation?
I would say for 2019, it's going to be great to check in with ourselves, that how much do we trust ourselves and how much do we love ourselves, and how much do we listen to the inner voice and our intuition, and how often we show up authentic and we say yes to people and yes to different events because it is aligned with us. So I want to invite everyone to go deep and see how much they love, how much they trust, and how much authentic they're showing up. Because if these three are on a good level, then they can do whatever they want in their life. But if any of
Thanks.
these are impacting or not in a high level, then we're going to have a lot of controversy. We're going to have a lot of issues and challenges.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks. And I want to mention something about motivation. I think this is a great time of the year to take a look. Take a look for a few minutes. It doesn't need to be more than 10 minutes, more than 5 minutes. This can happen in the next 2 minutes in your life, on anyone's life. This is a great time to think and remember what are those things that put our lives on fire, that burns us, and we say, yeah, I want that. I want that. I can get it. This is a great time to do so. And based on that motivation, create a commitment from self-trust. Those are my words to close this conversation.
I love that. Thank you for sharing.
Okay, Coach. Hope we can do this often. We can do this often. And I hope that people gets value as same as me to be talking to you and hear what you have to say. And we can grow all together for a happy and peaceful life.
Absolutely. That is our intention. And thank you all for watching. And next week, we're going to come with a topic that is on our life and we're present to. We don't have any script, as Seba was sharing. And it's going to be really authentic. I'm going to have this We Work t-shirt that says,
Do
do
what you
what you love. So it's going to
We
be,
work didn't pay us. We work didn't pay us for this.
yes. I just go there sometimes to work, so I just have the t-shirt. So I'm going to say that it's going to be really simple and authentic, and we're going to bring up different aspects of self-awareness and ontological coaching.
Great.
Thank you guys for watching and see you sometime soon.
See you next week.
Bye for now.